Hey everyone, Adam here, So Was Her Podcast. I have another interview for you today. I got to sit down and talk to Lauren Howard Hayes, who is a very funny comedian. She's a writer. She's doing really well on social media. You might have actually seen her videos. She's well known for doing Melania Trump and Jill Biden impressions. Her videos went crazy viral in the last year or so. She talks about it in the interview. You can check her out all of her socials. We're going to put them in the description because I had a couple on our banner, and she doesn't really use Twitter, but I had her Twitter there, so that's on me. But Lauren Howard Hayes, very funny. And we didn't actually come on to talk about her viral social media success, which is insane in its own right. She also has a new movie coming out called Bigfoot Famous. It's actually coming out November 2nd, which is just a few days away from the time this is being posted. You can pre-order it right now on iTunes, or, if you're watching this after November 2nd, you can find it in a lot of different places. It's a comedy about an influencer, or a fading influencer, trying to stay relevant with Bigfoot sightings. And Lauren gets to play a YouTube investigator, which is also a hilarious title. It sounds like a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I had a screener and it just kept buffering. I could not get past the 10-minute mark. I even tried to skip ahead and it would just buffer endlessly. Contacted the company. We're hoping to get a review up for you. But anyway, enjoy this interview with Lauren Howard Hayes. It was a lot of fun. She's really fun to talk to. And at one point, we go off on a tangent and talk about our cats. I thought about cutting it out, but that's us. We like our cats, so enjoy. Hey everyone, Adam here, So Was Her Podcast. I'm sitting down with Lauren Howard Hayes to talk about her newest movie, Bigfoot Famous. How you doing, Lauren?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Definitely. Before we get to Bigfoot Famous, I always like to ask creative people, what was your spark and kind of how did you get your start?
Oh my goodness. I think my crazy teachers in high school started my spark. I always watched SNL and I saw that they were imitating celebrities and I was imitating my teachers in school. So that was kind of how I got my start. I would get requests like a karaoke DJ, like, Lauren, do Mr. Waters. Lauren, do Miss Frenzel. So it was like, it just began that way.
And the teachers were aware?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, it's nice they took it with a good sense of humor, but.
I was
So
stealthy.
yeah. You kind of realized you had a knack for impressions?
I did. Yeah. I have an ear that picks up on cadence and pitch and yeah, it's like a talent that I've always had.
When you do impressions, is it you could kind of hear it enough that you could just snap into it, or is it something that you'd kind of go home and work on and fine tune before you brought it out in front of your friends?
That depends. If I put like a lot of pressure on the impression, like, oh, people are gonna love this one, like a Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, and I put like this, I put it on a pedestal, and then I don't learn it as quickly. But when I'm just flippantly hearing somebody, I turn into a parrot, and I can imitate them right there on the spot. So it depends on the pressure I put on myself.
I can see that. Yeah. So you kind of give
Yeah.
yourself like a performance anxiety.
Right. Right. Guilty.
And so the impressions that led you into comedy or into wanting to be an actor?
Yeah, I think it was making it was just I was making my friends happy and it made me feel really good. And at the time Molly Shannon was on Saturday Night Live and she's one of my idols, Mary Catherine Gallagher, all day, every day. And so I kind of put two and two together, like, oh, I could just do that. So it was either that or going to the Air Force, and I chose acting.
A little different there.
Yeah, very different. Like, fly jets or wear wigs. I'm gonna
Yeah.
oh,
A little less pressure, maybe.
exactly.
All right, cool. And I guess there's not really any way to ease into it any more than that, but you're pretty well known for your impressions at this point.
Thank you. Oh, that means a lot.
I mean, you've had some massive success on social media, like insane amounts of views, so that's got to be pretty surreal.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm impersonating Melania Trump over on TikTok. We had a lot of content there. for a while. And so that's kind of how I got the ball rolling on social media. Now I've branched out into Jill Biden, um, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, uh, Jennifer Coolidge. You know, no one's safe.
So was going for it on social media, was that a calculated kind of career move, or you just had a funny skit idea, you threw it up there and they started to catch?
I was smack in the middle of the pandemic, like all of us. We were sitting at home. People were getting on TikTok doing dances, and I was like, "Do I need to be doing dances on TikTok?" And I was like, "No, that just doesn't feel authentic to me." And I was feeling very frustrated by what was going on in the news. And I just needed a way to express myself. And I was like, I'm just gonna put a Melania Trump video up. I had like no followers. My sister followed me and my mom, and it just
That's nice.
snowballed from there. So it was kind of, yeah. So just kind of like this happy accident. And I think the best things are born from that, because again, it's like when you put pressure on something, you're thinking of the result. But when you just do something for the fun of it, it tends to do better.
Yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to ask, because it seems like whenever there's a move that's clearly calculated, like we're going to make a video with the intention that it goes viral, it almost is always transparent and just kind of falls apart. At least from what I can see. I'm not the biggest social media guy, but
For sure, I'm guilty of it. I get an idea and I'm like, this is gonna crush, and then it doesn't. One of my accidental viral videos was I impersonated Melania Trump and Joe Biden, and this was at the first presidential debate. And I was like, what would it look like if they ran into each other in the women's restroom? And I just shot that really quickly in under an hour on my way out the door. And then I got home from work that night and I opened TikTok, and it was the first presidential debate beginning that night. And my video had just done so well. And I was like, oh, oh. Yeah, it was, again, I was just like one of those happy accidents.
yeah, and you nailed the timing, because I bet if you did it the day after, it would not have gotten half the traction.
That's very key. You are absolutely correct, Adam. Yeah, you need to get the timing right.
Absolutely. And so when you do these videos, is it you set up a camera or your phone and you play both parts? You obviously do the writing or improv. Is it all like you're a one woman show?
It is. Yeah, my multiple personality disorder show just coming through this camera on the iPhone.
That's awesome. It's really cool that you are doing it together, putting it, because you've done. I saw you did some like green screen stuff, and you're editing it. It's got the snap quick editing, so you're
Yeah,
picking it all
yeah.
up.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I did a really fun Melania Trump one last Halloween where she's talking to herself in the mirror. And then I did a split screen edit where one of the Melanias turns around and looks at the camera. I was very proud of that. My first camera trick.
Nice. And you just kind of figure it out on the fly as you need it.
Yeah. Thank you, YouTube.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So is that how you got into Bigfoot Famous or acting in general? Was your kind of social media persona, or was it something you were also pursuing?
It's something I've been pursuing for over, well, professionally 11 years. And when I moved to LA from Orange County, I got in the improv schools, Groundlings, UCB, and you find your community through taking these classes. You click with certain people, you do really good scenes with certain people, and you just build friendships and business relationships. So I knew everybody on Bigfoot Famous prior to the movie, and they came to me. They're like, it was Steph, Peter, and Sam. They're the producers slash directors, and they were like, so we got this idea for a film, all improvised. We have a great part for you. You're playing a YouTube detective. Are you in? And I was like, yes, I have a reason to wear pants. gives me that reason to wear pants because we were in the middle of, everything. So
Right, you got out of the house a little bit.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Very cool. And groundlings, I don't know a ton about the improv world, but I try to, dabble into everything just to kind of know what I'm talking about, hopefully. Groundlings is pretty prestigious. Was that hard to get into?
You do have to audition to get into it, to do the basic level, and they do make cuts from right then and there. They just want to make sure that, there's nobody who's going to hurt anybody else during a scene because improv can get, pretty intimate depending on what the characters are. So they just want to make sure that you're cool, And then along the way, they do make cuts. So it's like, yeah, basic, advanced improv, writer's lab, advanced writer's lab, Sunday company, and then main. And that whole thing can take about 6 to 8 years. So it's like
Wow.
grad school.
Yeah.
And I don't know if your audience is familiar with it, but Groundlings, a lot of SNL alumni came from there. Will Ferrell, Phil Hartman, Melissa McCarthy, not on SNL, but dope,
Yeah. Very well
super
known.
dope. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Are you still part of groundlings or did you run the whole track or what was your experience there?
I ran the track. I went through advanced writers lab. My
Wow.
journey was about 7 years, and my time came to an end there. But my boyfriend's still on Grambling Sunday Company, and he's also in the movie. He plays Marty. So yeah, that's how I met him.
That's really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that they have the performance aspect of it and the writing as kind of like a linear, like you have to do this before you get to here. It seems like in my mind it would be, you pick your track and do one or the other. Did you find it
That
beneficial?
yeah, like each school is different, and that's actually more how UCB does it. So there's the improv track and the sketch track, but with Groundlings it's one solid track, and I think that's partially why it takes so long too.
So you pretty much have like a doctorate in comedy at this point.
Yes, I do. Thank you. Where's my
Absolutely.
certificate?
Yeah. Got to
I
get on
need
the
that
wall there.
paper.
With the writing track, are you also, I mean, aside from your own skits, of course, are you doing any writing projects or have
For
you done any?
sure. Yeah. I'm working on a couple of comedy pilots right now. One of them is called Princess Party, and it's based on my time as a princess party performer for kids' birthdays. And I did that as a survival job in LA. And the stories, Adam, the
Yeah.
stories.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. And I went into homes of different incomes, different zip codes. So it just kind of covers a really specific, um, uh, yeah, just like a specific part of the world that I really want to share.
That
Like,
sounds like it's
for
a complete.
example,
Yep.
let's see, if I had a party in Santa Ana, they would tip really well. If I had a party in Beverly Hills, no, almost zero tip. So it's kind
Wow.
of interesting looking at people's incomes and how they share their wealth. And
Or
I
don't.
was really surprised by that.
Yeah, that's. I guess it's funny now looking back, but at the time, I'm sure it wasn't funny.
Right? I was like, wait a minute.
Like I'm in your house. I know how you live.
Yeah, I need this. I'm a gig worker. Help me out, man. Or mom, usually the moms.
Yeah. Yeah, Princess. That's a great premise for a comedy pilot.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's all interspersed with my personal life at the time. So I'm really excited to get that going.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's
Yeah,
cool that you're able to use both sides of what you learned through all of your time at the Groundlings.
for sure. I mean, that Groundlings is just invaluable. It's been invaluable to me. It serves me in auditions and even in just real life. If something is, I get to banter with the waiter. I'm that guy.
Well, for improv, you would have to learn those kind of people skills, like how to kind of be disarming and listen to people and be in the moment.
For sure. And I think improv can benefit everybody. I think everybody needs to take an improv class because it helps you think on your feet. It helps you connect to the person that you're speaking to. And it just, I don't know, for me too, kind of a side effect, it's made me more spontaneous. So I think everyone should do improv.
There you go. It's a
Hmm.
good endorsement.
Yeah.
Okay, so how? Well, you talked about how you got to Bigfoot Famous. So I just realized we should probably talk about the movie that you're currently promoting and is coming out in like a week. Um, so you knew the people going into it, which was cool. The part was already written, and they kind of had you in mind. It sounds like since they contacted you.
Hmm.
Were you
Yeah.
able to put your own spin on that aspect of it?
Yeah, and I was really grateful that they trusted me to do what I wanted to do with the role. So they were like, "You're playing a YouTube detective. You are successful on YouTube, but everything else, go ahead and fill in the blanks." And I wanted to make her a little too serious for her own good. Like she'll stop at nothing to get to the truth. And part of what's problematic about her is I don't want to give too much away, but
Hmm.
she'll do anything to get to the truth and spin the truth to make it fit her narrative. So, and what I was watching a lot of at the time was Ghost Hunters on Discovery Channel with Zach
Okay.
Baggins. And I based my character a lot of my characters based on Zach Baggins. He's just like he's very serious and he kind of just like will not relent with his eyes and he's very down here. So I freaking love him. I love that show. So it was kind of my love letter to them.
That's really funny. And it's funny that you bring that up too, because there was like a 2 year span where ghost hunting shows were everything. And if it didn't hit right then, it
Right?
probably would just be relegated to YouTube. It probably never would have gotten on network TV. I mean, YouTube's probably more
Definitely.
popular at this point, but
Yeah. 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 It's true. And
yeah.
they're killing it now. I think they've had like 3 or 4 spin-offs too.
Wow.
Give me more.
Yeah, there you go. So I had read in the press document that Bigfoot Famous was shot in just 8 days, and it was like all improv or just about.
Yeah, it was shot in 8 days. We did 10 to 12-hour days. It was a small crew. And we we met prior just to kind of discuss the beats of the scene. Chris, Steph, Peter, and Sam wrote the outline, and so we would study the outline for the scene, and they'd be like, "Okay, let's go." And and it shoots in the redwoods. So what was interesting was, journeying through these trails with trees that are on the trail and all, and it was just like a lot of different things coming together. What the hell am I saying right now? It was just we had to push through everything that was going on with nature and with tourists and get this movie shot. There, I found what I was going to say. I need
There
more
you go.
coffee.
That's right. It's early for you. Sorry about that.
It's all good. Where are you based?
I'm in upstate New York.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, really couldn't be further.
But yeah, that's yeah, we had the outline and we had to get it done. And we were like, I remember the last shoot day, we were literally fighting the sun. They had the big scene at the end where, it's the denouement and the sun was going down, and we don't have a lighting crew. It's not in the budget. So
Yeah.
our light was literally leaving us as we were trying to get the last scene of the movie. It was hysterical and stressful. It was
Yeah, I'm
hysterical
sure.
for me, stressful for the producers.
And so you did all this like 2020, you because you said it was in the middle of the pandemic.
Yeah, July 2020.
Wow. Okay. Was there any kind of
And
Go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, I got a pandemic puppy 2 weeks before we went to shoot the movie, and the timing was great. It was really, really well planned on my part to bring a puppy home and then have to be like, I live with my sister. I'd be like, okay, Jenna, sorry, I gotta go shoot a movie.
Yeah, disappear for a week.
Yeah, here's my 8-week-old Brussels Griffin. Have fun.
So, was there any kind of extra hurdles or anything like that because of the whole pandemic thing, or did you guys keep a small enough crew and you were outdoors, so it was a little easier to kind of just break away?
Um, we had the normal well, we had protocol that we had to follow. We had a COVID safety officer that we had to check in with every day. We had
Wow.
to take our temperature and report all of the symptoms if we had any on a Google sheet. And if we were shoving off at 6:30 in the morning and we didn't get our COVID stuff in by 6:30 in the morning, she would be on the phone like, where's your stuff, guys? And I really actually appreciated that because she took it seriously and wanted everybody to be safe. So that was and because it was a small crew and we were outdoors, by the time we got to where we were shooting, it wasn't an issue, but it was getting everyone on their stuff so we could get out the door. That was the hard part.
Yeah, especially that early because you have to be up at 5 to get all your stuff in and get everyone checked out and.
Right, right. And you can imagine how hard it was for me. Clearly, I'm a morning person.
It seems like it came together really quick then from the time they talked to you and then you were filming in July and now it's coming out in like 5 days, November 2nd, because I don't know when people are
Yeah,
watching this, but
yeah.
that's a
I was
really fast
impressed.
turnaround.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Excuse me. There's my cat. That's why. That's why. Oh, there's both of them.
You got a couple of them, yeah.
Yeah, I have a Disco and Freddie Mercury. It's
Oh, nice.
Halloween. It's Halloween, so they're very powerful right now. Their dandruff is just everywhere.
Hmm. The black cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have two also.
You do?
Yeah, two black cats and a diluted calico.
Oh my gosh, what are their names? Dish.
Django and Stella.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, they're actually a what?
Did you know yesterday was National Black Cat Day?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. And you want to know what's even weirder? I adopted Freddie Mercury 8 years ago, and his gotcha day was yesterday. I was yesterday years old when I found out that I adopted my black cat on National Black Cat Day.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It all came together.
I love that you have black cats. Everyone adopt black cats. They're under adopted.
I've heard that, and I think that's insane.
I know, right? They're so sweet and
Yeah.
talkative and yeah.
Yeah, very vocal,
Yeah.
especially after being home for COVID.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I totally lost track of where we were before cats.
Same, same. Our passions were coming through.
Yeah, cats do that.
Yeah.
Usually they'd be walking back and forth here, but I managed to get the door shut in time. So,
I love it.
yeah, I totally blanked on where we were.
Same.
But Bigfoot Famous coming November 2nd. Sounds like you had a lot of fun making it.
Oh my God, it was a blast. It was one of those it felt like indie film summer camp. It was great. It was
I
so
love
great.
hearing that aspect of it from the indie films is that like a common theme I always hear is that everyone on that set wants to be there and wants it to work out and they're not just there for a paycheck.
Yeah, yeah. It's like just getting in touch with the whole reason of, why we got into this profession. It's
Yeah.
to make things and tell stories.
Plus you got
So,
to do a lot of improv.
oh yeah. Oh, it was it was a dream. It was a dream.
Have you done an acting role, and you don't have to, name specifics, but it always is kind of bizarre to me, where you do improv. You're a funny person, so they want to hire you because you're a funny person who does improv, but then they give you a really stale script and tell you not to deviate?
Oh, the improviser's plate. Yes.
Okay, so that's
it
a
does.
common occurrence.
It does happen. I mean, it's easy to want to deviate, especially in sitcom auditions or roles, but the timing of the script is so tight
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the writing's gorgeous. I mean, it is like boom, boom, boom. It's a song, really, multicam. And it's a very rare occurrence where you get to do like a button at the end of something. But you know what I do? My dream though is to be able to be on a Christopher Guest set where that isn't even an issue. So because he's got a really strict outline, but he trusts his performers and he hires improvisers for that reason because he's like, you guys are going to come up with something way better than I ever could. So please have at it.
So you get like kind of a loose script, like this scene, this is what we have to accomplish.
Yeah.
Go be your character.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
that's why he works with a lot of the same people over the years, you know, Best in Show and who's that mascot one that came out on Netflix?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, didn't you do the one with the butter sculptures too?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun for an improv actor to right up your alley.
Oh my God. Yeah. That it would be a dream to work with Christopher Guest. I'm putting it out there in the universe.
Very cool. Well, why don't you tell everybody where they can find you online? I got a couple of your socials there, but it seems like TikTok's your big one, and I don't understand TikTok at all, so I didn't find it.
Guys, follow me on TikTok. Yeah, I'm doing my impressions and characters. I wear a lot of wigs. It's just my name, tiktok.com/Lauren Howard Hayes, as well as Instagram at Lauren Howard Hayes. I'm not on Twitter because I can't.
Oh, is that not your Twitter, the Hey Girl Hayes?
Oh, that is my Twitter, but
you just don't really
have
use
like
it.
9 followers. So
okay, because that's where I saw some of your TikTok videos. That's why I put it in there. But
okay, you know, see, I need to get on Twitter. I need to be better at that. But guys, go follow me on Instagram. I should have asked you before we started recording. And TikTok. Oh shoot. Yeah, don't follow me where it says at the bottom. Just follow my name. Look me up that way.
I'll put the proper links in the description. Sorry about that. I should have checked with you before.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I should probably change my handle anyway. You know,
now you're getting a big following. Isn't it hard to change now?
Oh, my 9 followers on Twitter. I think.
Oh no, not on Twitter. I meant TikTok.
Oh no, I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, you're 9. That's gonna be hard to replace.
Yeah, they're gonna boycott me. They're gonna be like, Lauren can't get her stuff together, so we're out.
Well, Lauren, I really appreciate you coming on. That was a ton of fun. I don't want to eat up your whole morning, and you're probably getting tired of holding your phone. So
I realized I could have just put it like this. See, I should have done that. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas, you know?
We'll just scrap this and restart. It's exactly what I want to hear at this point.
I'm down. Let's go. You're fun to talk to.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll just have to do it again for your next project.
Please, I would love to come back. It was
absolutely
wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, and we should probably say Bigfoot Famous comes out November 2nd, but you can pre-order it now on iTunes.
Yes, please. Go pre-order. It helps us indie filmmakers a lot when you do that.
Very cool. Well, thanks again, Lauren.
Thanks, Adam. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
I'd like to thank Lauren one more time for coming on the show to talk to you about her career, her viral success, the Groundlings, and of course, Bigfoot Famous. You can pre-order it now or watch it anywhere you get good VOD, November 2nd. Please make sure to like and subscribe. We have a lot more interviews, a lot more new movie coverage, everything like that coming your way. Got unboxings to edit. So much going on, I can't even form sentences right now. So make sure you like and subscribe. You're not going to want to miss out. Also, make sure you listen to So Wizard Podcast every single week, wherever you get your podcasts. SoWizardPodcast.com is your resources for reviews, recommendations, videos, merchandise, and more. So Wizard Podcast can also be found on Patreon, where for as little as $1 a month, you get multiple monthly bonus shows. And I know you've spent $1 a month on something way dumber than multiple bonus shows of entertainment. We love hearing feedback, so drop us a note in the comments. Leave us something on social media. All of our accounts can be found after the show and in the show notes. And on a more personal note, a good friend and I have an ongoing comedy comic series out. It's called Social Studies. It's a slice-of-life comedy comic about the high school experience, following a group of friends. We write it like a sitcom, and we jam it all through the prism of the 90s cartoons that we grew up on and love. You can find all that and more at socialstudiescomic.com. New issues coming really soon. There's 7 out now. Enjoy.